Bodega Boys.
Hi, my name is Parson Chandlers. I'm here with Donald Trump, President. You have recently been diagnosed with COVID-19. You've taken some experimental medicines to cure yourself of it. You said you are now immune. How are you feeling, sir?
I feel amazing. I feel like I could start at running back for the Giants. I feel so great. I feel bigly, huge, amazingly. And a lot of people said that I wouldn't feel this way, and I feel this way. Like an R&B singer. I feel this way, and I feel amazing. People thought that I had corona and I was going to perish, but hey, guess what? Fuck you haters. That's all I have to say. I'm out here and I'm breathing great. There's no issues at all. On some steroids, but I'm good. Good money.
Mr. President, when's the last time you tested negative?
I get nasal swabs daily, every 6 hours. That's daily. I'm very safe about what I do. Okay, because I want to keep America safe, because I want to make America great again.
Mr. President, you didn't really answer that question. I'm not sure if you're lying about the test, so I'm going to go back to a former test, a cognitive test. Could you repeat after me? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. TV comes after camera, but before man, and then woman is after person, because person is first, but not last, because TV is last. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV.
I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to trip me up, but Trumpito's infallible. Man, woman, TV, camera. Boom, got it. 100% swish. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. Fuck with me.
That wasn't correct, sir. I'm worried. I'm worried about your.
It was wrong.
I'm worried about your ability to pass. I'm flabbergasted. I don't see any tests that could possibly prove you have breath control.
I have tremendous breath control. You know, the most dangerous podcast in the world is Bodega Boys. You know what they really enjoy?
Hip hop.
Yes, exactly. Real hip hop. Real hip hop. Yeah. I'm proclaiming. Yeah, that's right. Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is? Trumpito on the mic. Yeah.
Mr. President, are you about to spit? Mr. President, are you about to kick a freestyle? Mr. President, are you about to get busy on the track? Mr. President, are you about to take your shirt off? Mr. President, give it to these niggas, son!
Yo, check it. Yo, I'm ill. That's right. On the mic, Trumpito, y'all can't fuck with me. Oh, virus my dick, y'all sick. I'm coming through like lit, like candle shit. Like a candle wick. I say lit.
People on both sides.
Yo, you thought I lost my breath? How you tight? I come through and spit on the mic, then I sanitize, come through, yo, vandalize, the instrumental, niggas is mental, I say the N-word, I do what I want, Trumpito, yo, I'm really weak. Okay, I gotta stop. This is fucking drop.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about that!
You're listening to The Audio Art, the most dangerous podcast in the universe. Do the drop.
Yo, the most dangerous podcast in what's left of the free world. The Bodega Boys coming to you live from the Sucio Studios.
Oh my God.
Episode 221. You know the fucking vibe.
Damn, yo.
He's coughing.
How do you coughing? Deep throwing a Pinot. My eyes teared up just from coughing.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it. It's no different. Than hitting a freestyle, hitting a freestyle, or hitting a free throw. If it's all about, you have to set an intention. You have to believe that you can do it, and you set your heart to it. And if you are of pure heart and pure soul, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. Whether that's getting a master's degree, getting custody of your children, or sucking that DAC like a vacuum cleaner. You know the fucking vibes. You know what we're talking about. Sucio boys in the building. We just talking that nasty stuff.
You know the fucking vibes.
Episode 221 coming to you fresh out the gate. You know what it is. The most illustrious podcast in the world. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe because of the podcast. Maybe because of the coronavirus and the quarantine. Other podcasts have lapped us and become more illustrious. But to that, I say, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know why? It's a lie. It's a lie. We're just leveling up. We're just leveling up. You know.
You're wilding.
You know. I'm wilding. You know what it is? It wasn't I was wilding.
We could coast to have a triple double.
It wasn't that I was wilding. I was just like, using my natural born talent to create fiction as a New York Times best-selling author. You know what we do. You know.
Double times I don't even ask how.
You know, just. Oh
my God! Wow!
Wow.
Yes, just out here. Wow. You know what it is. God Never Lies. Knowledge Arts available at bookstores and retailers near you. Be sure to check it out. Check for that. Big things are going on.
Yo, I don't even know where we peaked, but we were at 13 at some point, dog, out of 100.
Yeah, I've been trying to get people to buy more books, but then I was like, that seems like a lot of work. So I've been threatening other authors. So, you know, if you the number one author, you know, maybe your daughter's died up in a Brooklyn basement. You know what I'm saying?
James Patterson, we're talking to you, even though you're not really alive and you just have an army of other people writing books for you.
You know what it is? Don't get your kid snatched, kid.
You know what I'm saying?
Kidnapping during a COVID though that's not a good look.
It's not even. Like, yes, man. You're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know where that kid's been.
And then you're gonna quarantine the kid alone for 14 days. That seems like
it's just a waste of space in your crib, like.
And then like the parents definitely gonna
solve
the case.
They're gonna fuck something up. Yeah, of course.
Because the parents home from work all day, they got time to just Google, learn new technology, pound the pavement, study video. It's not fun.
Like hack Nest cameras and shit. Like all types of wild shit.
Imagine you kidnap somebody and you call them and you're like, yo, don't call the cops, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get back to you when I get back to you. And they call you back. And you're like, whoa. What the fuck? And they're like, hey, my guy, you got my kid? I want my kid back. What if you kidnap somebody's kid?
My kid.
And when you call them back, they're like, yo, they're like, I'm busy. Can I call you back?
They're like, damn, I'm looking at the motherfucker like, damn, this motherfucker don't give a fuck about you, dog.
Kid looking at you like, see, I told you them niggas don't care about me.
I told you.
You gonna be stuck with me.
I'm the bad one.
You see how easy it was to snatch me? No one was caring. No, fam, I'm not even on the news. I've been missing for 2 days. I'm not on the news. Nobody cares about me.
Dog, I'm 7 years old on the 9 bus by myself. Are you nuts?
Bro,
like, what do you think?
My mother drives a 300. My mother drives a 300 Chrysler with a red door. The rest of the car is gray. You really think you're getting $30,000 from her? Also, $30,000 is not that much money. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I feel like I'm at least a 500K kid. Like, put some respect on me. Come on, bro.
Once you get popped, like your lawyer fees alone are gonna be more than 30,000. Like, come on, you got to think smarter. Work smarter, not harder.
Do most kidnappers have like layaway? That would be fair. You can't expect it all at once. You gotta give someone a payment plan, right?
Yeah, that's why. But then that's why, like layaway, you pay an inflated price because the whole time you have this other person's kid, you got to feed them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to at least keep them alive. You know what I mean? When you give them back, so you're waiting to spend the money. There's overhead there. Kidnapping has overhead.
Yeah, what if you got to send them an itemized bill, like when you check out of a hotel,
that, bro.
How much
you
they
be with
ate?
Your accountant, like, yo, I spent $80 on rope, 40 on tarp.
Damn.
You got to just like keep receipts. It's a pain in the ass, bro. Yeah, that's why kidnapping is the worst.
I had given him some peanuts. I didn't realize he was allergic. I had to go get emergency care. I had to get an EpiPen. He wasn't even covered. It was out of network. It was a lot.
Dog. Come on. I don't have I hadn't hit my deductible yet. It's fucking $5,000. Like,
it's scary.
It's wild, B.
So avoid kidnapping. And avoid having your kids napping. By having your kids napping, I mean when they go to sleep in front of the TV or the YouTube while they're programmed and they, you know what I'm saying, they're indoctrinated into patriarchy through Paw Patrol and another show that I'm not sure the names of, but you get the ideas.
Right.
Think about this. Think about this. Cartoon Network very quickly turns to Family Guy, and then it very quickly turns to Adult Swim. Just like life. Just like life.
Boom.
All right. right?
Think about it.
Think about it. Think about it.
The absurdity gets to a point where it's out of control.
All right.
Can't control it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you made it
your
through a
life
wild
is
week.
episode of Robot Chicken.
Next thing, now you in tsunami. Now nothing makes sense. People are talking and no sounds coming out their mouth. There's subtitles.
Not at all. It's subtitles, but they're in a different language anyway. All you hear is Inuyasha.
You're lost. You're lost. Yeah, that's the metaphor for life. Life is nothing but a Viacom channel. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You're lost in the sea of Cowboy Bebop.
So much has gone on this week as opposed to last week. This week, shout out to Donald Trump. He was supposed to die. He did not. Lost a lot of money on that bet. Shout out to Sports King. Like, you know, I actually took the Patsy to Jersey to place a bet, and well, $10,000 in the hole. So you know, shit. But listen, I'm doubling up for next week.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Because listen, it's if it doesn't happen, what you do is you bet against yourself. Because it's probably I haven't looked at the line since we did the last podcast, but I'm pretty sure that people expect him to not die now. So him dying is a big underdog. So you might fuck around and crack it with just like $50. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, go big or go home, baby. Got 5 figures and better. All right. Listen, I need that extreme gambling rush. If it ain't enough to lose your house, it's not fun. You know what I mean? Put it all out there. Just go in there with a kid, put a kid on the blackjack table. You be like, let's fucking go. Give me my chips.
Do a 5-team parlay. If you go for 10 racks on like a 5-team parlay, though, you're gonna win $1 million.
Bro, ain't nobody doing all that. I'm a one and done gambler. I am go to the roulette wheel, boom, red, black, odd, even, 3, 5, 7, 9. If that don't hit, that's it. Once you start getting into do this team, that's like, all right, that's too much. That's the difference between cocaine. That's the difference between cocaine and crack. All right? And once you start adding shit, once you gotta like start mixing shit together, I ain't on that Richard Pryor. I gotta get out of there. I'm like, nah.
You do math and shit. Like, what's 26? There's no such thing as 26 and a half in basketball. You can't score half a point. How the fuck?
Can't do that. No.
Imagine the NBA was like, we have a half a point shot. Yo.
Where would a half a point shot be? That would be directly under the. No. What if layups are half a point?
Like a wide open layup on a fast break is a half a point.
Yeah.
Like
any layup, any easy layup is half a point.
Wow,
that's a game changer.
Yeah, but then I don't know. It makes games long. I feel like so like any layup period, because there's some layups that are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like it's shut. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hate on. I'm not gonna hate.
As my coach said in Lehman High School, he was like, listen. You could do all that. Layups. You could do a 360 windmill dunk. Guess what? That's the same 2 points as a regular layup. So a layup is a layup. Layups are half a point. A regular shot is 2, and you got the 3-point, and then we got the new 4-point shot from the logo.
Ooh.
Just in case.
Yo, fam, listen.
People are backing up. People are backing up.
It's true for 50. It's true for 50.
Exactly.
Why not?
If I could pull up for 40 with your shorty, come on, give me 4 points for that.
You know the vibes? Come on. Listen, man, like there's a lot of shit that niggas can do to sports to like make it like spice it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like now looking at sports how it is, because before Rona, sports was like it was I would say it was 50% about the sport and 50% about being there if you were there. You know what I'm saying? Or more about being there, depending on the type of fan you are. You know what I'm saying? Like so now that you see sports like naked, you know what I'm saying, for the first time, you know what I'm saying? Like the mystique is gone. It's like when you see Shorty's titties for the first time, you're like, yo, I've never seen titties before. You see the titties, you're like, all right, now I know what your titties look like. Now it's like, I'm not super excited to see them again. Like I know what they look like. You know what I'm saying? That was this horrible metaphor, but you feel what I'm saying? Like live sports when you're there, or even when you're not there, watching it on TV with a crowd, and some shit happens and the crowd goes up. It's very different than being in there, and it's just like you hear motherfuckers like grunting, and like it's not the same. Even with the fake crowd noise, it's like it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Yeah. But like, That's what it is. Yeah.
We should change that on that. We should change. Like, I mean, like that's kind of what's going on with baseball because everybody was like, "Oh, we want to hear baseball. We want to just hear it without no announcers and shit." But that shit is quiet as fuck. That's kind of scary.
It's too quiet. Yeah.
But what they need to do in baseball, if you flip your bat after a home run, the opposing team is allowed to throw and hit you. That's it. And when you flip, they get one, and there's no consequence. You get the base. You can't beef about it or nothing. They plug you. And but as you flicking the bat, you say it has to be what?
It got to be some type of order. So it has to be like maybe you have to plunk the dude right after him, because you could wait. Like let's say you got like a team that has like 2 good hitters, and you like the next dude up is the number 8 hitter just hit a fucking wheelie whack off you. You tight, so you got to plunk a guy. You by rules, you got to plunk a dude. But you got to plunk the next dude. You'd rather plunk you instead of waiting for the cleanup guy, you hit the number 9 hitter to make it fair.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
fuck fair. You want to put fear in niggas' hearts. Now they know. It's like when you got a foul to give. Like imagine, I'm hitting you. All right, I'm hitting like fuck that, and I'm hitting you. And since I know I could do it, and I'm not gonna get thrown out the game, I'm hitting you with a 100-mile-an-hour heater. All right.
You know the fucking vibes.
All right. I'm trying to break your elbow. Restore the feeling. Get back to it. All right.
Yo, I said that show too. I was like, that's why I respect the shit out of CC, because CC will walk off the mound and talk his shit and like look a motherfucker in the face and be like, yo, fuck you, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like you trash.
Also, if you get hit by a pitch and you fight the pitcher and he loses, their team loses a run. Off the rip.
Word.
Right off the rip. If you can't fight, you shouldn't be pitching. That's it right there.
That's
it right
there. And
there.
you automatically, you got higher ground. They tell you that shit in like Call of Duty and like the fucking tutorial. Like, yo, if you have higher ground, you have the advantage, dog. You know what I'm saying? You up there on the pitcher's mound, you up elevated over everybody else. Come on, man. You got the advantage over the nigga rushing you.
And then the pitcher is allowed to pick one player on his team that's on the field. That's the only player that's allowed to come in and help him fight during a fight.
Oh, you gotta designate him before.
You got designated goon that could come in.
Designated goon.
So if I'm on the Yankees, I'm looking at Aaron Judge like, yo, my guy, you got me, big nigga. Like, what's up?
Man, you want to play outfield and DG?
All right. Meanwhile, Gleyber Torres is like, what about me, bro? I was like, if you don't get your little ass out of here, bro.
Man, get the fuck out of here. What you gonna do? Punch him in the nuts?
Yeah,
do the Johnny Cage?
All right, fuck out of here.
Go on, Roger. Go home, Gleyber.
I mean, if we're gonna keep it funky, we should just take baseball back to how it was Yankee Stadium in the '80s. Every player was allowed to keep a gun on them, and
everybody had a shit
happen. Remember, Reggie Jackson hit every time he hit a home run in the World Series, he bust a shot in the air. Just running around like pow, 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 pow. It was like romantic times.
It's funny because they call him Mr. October. It's really Mr. Glocktober. People forget about that.
You know what I'm saying? He let that chamber spin.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He was a player.
You know what I'm saying? Billy Martin, when he let off the AK to celebrate when they won, I was like, that was a touching moment.
Yeah, it was wild.
It looked like Iraq. I was like, all right, this is how we celebrated. You know, shit.
It was wild. They were like, yo, wow, cool. Wild and shit. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Reggie shot a 0 off with the 6-shooter by accident, but they put it back on in the medical room. You know what I mean? It was lit. Real Yankee baseball.
Baseball, real Yankee baseball. Oh, man. Did someone tear their Achilles?
Who?
Okay.
Who?
They think.
Who?
Oh, wow. All right. Well, because we know what? Because we're benevolent boys. We are recording this podcast right now during Game 5 of the Yankees Rays game and during Game 4 of the NBA Finals. And apparently, it looks like Anthony Davis just went down grabbing at his Achilles.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
That is bad news.
That's not
for
good.
The Lakers.
That's always bad when someone hurts their Achilles. But,
it's definitely a bad look.
Yeah.
That happened
trying to walk it off,
though. On like some regular life shit. That's the worst, probably the worst idea ever.
That what?
Walking off an Achilles? Damn.
It's the last. It could possibly be your last game of the season. Like you got to quote the illustrious Gears of Throne. No, Gears of Throne. Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Remember when you get shot and they were like, "Fight through the pain," And you was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And you remember that
Yeah,
because
fuck it.
remember for at one point in our life we were paid to play Gears of War every day, Horde mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which looking
We-
back wasn't the best time in our lives, but it was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet.
It was fam. It was just like, yo, we can like, yo, fam. But prior to that, niggas were we were regular on some regular income shit. That was like a big. I don't like for me. That was a very big leap from my previous salary. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just being like, yo, fam, like we're literally just like chilling and coming up with show ideas and playing fucking Horde mode. Like,
yeah, but then
This is wild.
it got to the point where it was like, no, you're not coming
What are
up
we
with
doing?
you're not coming up with show ideas. Your contract will end in a couple of months. Enjoy
Yeah.
sitting in that room with a nice view. And it's like, all right. But it made up for it because we get to like level 40 of Horde and we'd feel like we accomplished something. Yeah, bro.
yo, fam.
Even
Even though to them wild levels, are they shooting no type of wild explosives and shit?
Bro, like when those
Yeah.
big goons come, like, grrr, and like they like swinging the thing.
Oh, for the queen.
Yeah, and then like and you got those ones throwing the dust at you and putting mad
Yo.
smoke.
Fam, the motherfuckers on the like little weird ostrich horses,
Yeah.
hybrid things. Yo, wow, you look like
But when you-
the fucking character from Monsters Inc.
But when you get nice with Gears of War, you could do like the super reload. And,
yeah, yo,
and you just
oh,
or
come
you
on.
just doming niggas like for across the map. And that game is so violent and dramatic. The original version, like how you come across and stomp someone's head out, or you could choke
Yo.
someone out to fit at the final move.
The chainsaw shit, when you got the machine gun chainsaw, you just saw
Yeah.
motherfucking half, like wild graphically. I was like,
I got a
oh,
hot
okay.
take. There's not enough violence in video games. I think we need to turn up the level of violence. I want to work on the next Call of Duty, and I want when you get shot, you know how you die in Call of Duty, you come back right away. When you get shot, it should take like at least like 6 minutes for you to bleed out. It should be super realistic.
Yeah.
A lot of you, like, as you're running around, you should hear like niggas like, call my wife, tell her I loved her. Like niggas trying to grab you from the ground and shit. Like, yo, niggas like, don't leave me behind. Like a guy grabs you and gives you his dog tags. Like, yo, take me with you. You're like, yo, I'm just trying to get this loot pack. I'm just trying to get this care package. All right, I'm not.
Good. I'm good. There's no pickup button. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
You about to
yeah.
die.
It's like one of the options when
when
you
the test is hanging out.
when you kneel by him. The option is revive, take dog tags, write letter to wife. And you're like, niggas just sitting there like, all right, what's your wife's name?
That's what.
All right, dear.
Then you get shot in the back.
ah,
Ah, damn.
ah.
Now
It's
you
like-
sitting there too, bleeding out for 12 minutes too. Like, fuck.
And you get the other
Dick.
person gets achievement, killed Shakespeare. You're like, bro, yeah. This is a quill. It's a quill with blood on it. You're like, yeah. I'm collecting all the authors, bro. Yeah,
Shakespearean slaughter.
yeah.
The achievement unlocked.
Again, the New York Public Library is like, Jesus and Mero, this is not a way to get more people to read. I'm like, but no, like a Call of Duty level in the library. Like, come on, it sells itself.
Duh.
Like, if I'm
Hello?
shooting around books, I want to read books. Like, come on, it's natural. Reading is fundamental.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm looking at spines. I'm
Exactly.
looking at spines like a chiropractor.
I mean, if you want to look at some more spines, I know this girl, like, she doesn't really eat, and she has an OnlyFans, and it's, like, pretty hot, and it's like,
Whoa.
yeah. Whoa. Is that a problematic joke? Is it problematic? Is life problematic?
Who
Is-
knows? Everything's problematic.
Is the word
Like,
problematic? Is problematic because it sounds like automatic, and automatics like to spray, and all these niggas in the bay, they be acting like they yay. They be acting like they Jay. I be acting like I'm Bay. 'Cause listen, my eyes been seeing the gray. Woo! Woo! He's spitting. He's spitting.
Yo,
Oh, wow.
This
wow.
motherfucker spitting. That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. Stick to breakfast sausage and eggs.
Yeah, we're bringing back, what was the name of that? Was it Def Poetry Jam?
Def Poetry Jam.
Oh my God, do you understand how bad Def Poetry Jam would be right now if niggas was doing it through Zoom?
Oof.
Oh, niggas feeling comfortable in their cribs? Nah, bro.
Bro, I don't want to see that. I really don't want
No.
to see that. Like, I don't want to see you sitting in a computer chair, like, doing slam poetry. Like, I do not. Even if it's on a stage, like, I do not want to turn my computer on and watch this.
Slam poetry makes me
I'm
nervous.
sorry.
It makes me nervous. Cause you know what it is? It's a lot of poetry read out loud makes me nervous. And I was like, why? Because I knew a girl, and she was like, oh, the reason poetry makes you nervous is because you don't feel comfortable seeing someone show vulnerability on such a public setting. in front of so many people, and they're showing you their real emotions. And I said, no, I don't feel comfortable seeing someone do some ass shit in front of people, and they shouldn't be doing it. That's what I don't like.
It's called
Like,
secondhand embarrassment.
Exactly, bro.
Like, yeah, dog. Like,
Exactly.
you feel bad for them. Like
Like,
you're
if
like, fuck, dog.
You know when
Like,
poetry is good, you hear it, you like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
And
this shit
sometimes
is hitting.
it's
You're
like, yo, did you write that while you were delivering Uber Eats? Because that shit is trash, ma. Like
That
that,
shit
you
is
ain't
real
bringing
bad.
the heat. Yeah, what is that?
like,
My pussy,
web, I
my pussy's like a
spread.
Whopper. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
that? Like, Maya Angelou would never write no shit like that.
Nah, bro.
Come on.
The
Every time you-
zesty sauce. on
Every
my
time you
toast
enter me, I feel like
reminds
I'm
me-
walking in Sephora. I'm like, come on, bro. What is that? They don't even. Come on, man. I need my
Our
king to hold me.
relationship tight like Fashion Nova.
I need my king to hold me tight like a phone case. I'm like, oh my
Oh, brother.
God. Oh my God. This is just not, like, come on. This is.
This ain't it.
This guy stinks!
This ain't it. Welcome to This Ain't It with
Oh.
Jesus Answer the Kid Mara.
It was the time of COVID-19, but could I cohabitate for 19 years? Could I go viral without the virus?
The virus.
As I got tested for COVID, I was tested for my ability not to do a bit. For you see, I was locked down, but I was not down with locks. See, dreadlocks are not the locks I dread. The locks I dread come from Yonkers, Sheik Loose, Jada and the Ghost, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore. Do you want more? The roots of culture. Roots go deep. Who has good roots? Victor.
Teach these devils.
Anyway, I keep doing the spoken word to let you guys know I will be teaching a class on urban poetry this year at NYU. Sadly, it'll be done virtually. NYU does not know about it. Please go to the domain I registered, nyuforrealniggas.edu. All right? I promise it has everything to do with the actual NYU. All right?
Yeah.
If something pops up in your browser and it's like certificate expired or do not click this unsecured link, do not give them social security numbers, stuff. That's Google and Chrome being haters. I've said that from the front.
It's corny.
All right, let a nigga,
Yeah.
come on, bro, let a nigga scam. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on,
bro.
let me get in there real quick.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. Let me get my woo on. Come on, bro.
Don't worry. Don't y'all. Yeah, I know it says not secure, but you know what I'm saying? Who cares? Like, what is secure?
I mean, it
What
says
is
not
security?
it says it's not secure, but I mean, every Sunday you guys enjoy Insecure by Issa Rae. So I mean, what's the
You know?
difference? Like, come on, bro.
There you go. Boom.
All right.
Boom.
Jay Ellis is on Insecure.
Checkmate.
He has a pretty face. He wouldn't steal from you. Why would I steal from
Come
you?
on.
Come on, bro.
He's a
Like,
gorgeous man. He's a beautiful
come on.
man.
Come on, man. He's
He's a
father.
beautiful man.
You know what I'm saying? He's in Top Gun. Come on. Just
Look at the
just go ahead.
cheekbones.
Anyway,
I kissed the guy in the mouth.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, just mail me your social security number, your password in a clear text. You know what I'm just saying? Just send it in the
That's
email.
all.
Yeah, don't worry. It's bro. Don't worry. I'm using a highly encrypted service. You know, send it to my Hotmail. I'll open
That's
it,
right.
bro. Mike Pence still uses Hotmail. You know that,
1,000,000%.
and you know why?
1,000,000%.
He giggles every time he gets an email. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Mom, I got another Hotmail. He's like, yeah, okay, all right.
it's a
Yeah.
hot meal, like me, right?
You think Mike Pence be
Listen.
taking his shirt off and flexing in the mirror? Cause he gotta hit. You know, people are just like, like all these suburban moms want you to fuck them, Mike Pence. He getting gassed right now.
Yeah, he could be, but then he could always like he gives me wild Ned Flanders energy. Like you're just like you're dumb as fuck. You're just wild churchy.
Yo, Ned Flanders had the wild Pishka deal though. When he made the online dating VHS, his shit was to the
Oh
floor.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, but Pence isn't dumb. Pence is very smart. If you see, Pence is actually probably more dangerous than Trump because Trump has no idea what the fuck he's doing. Pence knows exactly what he's doing, and then he does he's doing that whole Midwestern thing, or like that kind of condescending, bless your heart, and the folks, and I want to pray, I want to thank Kamala for this, and just like that really like talk, and then just literally lying to you, but lying to you in a good tone, so you don't realize, like you don't realize he's lying. Like he's just like, when they were just like, yo, if Obama could have possibly had 2.2 million people dead from swine flu if it hadn't gotten under control. It's like, yeah, if was a spliff, we'd all be fucked
we would
up.
all be high.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Oh,
Yo, it's wild because he's like, it's 50% church shit to like, you know, appeal to that crowd, and then 50% of just knowing how to move around in politics and finesse. You know what I mean? Because like the thing about Trump is like, yo, you actually have no idea what you're doing. Like you actually know nothing about government, how it works. You have no idea what you're doing. You think you're the king of the United States.
don't forget, it's also 10%. It's 10%. He wants to see those hot twink bods, bro. You know.
Yeah.
He's ordering Abercrombie and Fitch catalogs just for the models. Like, yeah, bro.
Woo.
Yeah, bro. What kind of jeans you got this season? He's definitely inside Abercrombie and Fitch. Like Abercrombie and Fitch, just like getting sprayed by the cologne. It's all dark.
Yeah.
He can't really see, but he loves it. He loves the music. Yeah.
He loves it. Also, I can't really see Mike Pence beating it up. I'm gonna be real. I really can't see it. I don't see
That's
it.
the thing, though. That's the thing.
I feel like he's like straight missionary dude. Like kiss you.
That's the thing. If certain people, you look at them, you're like, yo, there's no way they could be good at sex. And then
you find out
afterwards, you be like, yo,
I've been proven wrong.
Yo, it's totally possible. At some point in history, some woman in a fit of an orgasm yelled out, "Mike Pence, crack my shit." All right?
Yo.
That's totally possible.
Totally possible in this world.
Pence, give me that DAC!
Yo. Oh my God, Mike. Oh
Mike.
my God.
Mike, I'm a naughty horse. I'm a naughty horse.
Yes.
Ah!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Put me inside you. Like what? Put me inside. Oh,
What
yeah.
if,
Okay,
like,
I'll do that.
What if his wife comes out, like, it just like starts giving an interview, and just talks
With a memoir?
and he's a wild freak.
Yo, he be sucking my toes.
Yo, he
You know
ate
what
my
I'm saying?
ass on that debate stage. Like when everyone
Yo.
left, he just lifted my skirt up and he ate my ass right then and there. And I had
wow from the
And
back.
I had Chipotle. There was mad corn in there. He didn't even care. He didn't even care. He nasty.
I mean, I did. You know,
He
she's
be
a
eating on my
wonderful woman.
period. He eats it on my
Yeah,
period.
I
He
do.
do not care.
You know what I love to do is my favorite thing. She won't tell you, but because she thinks it's embarrassing, I love to pull it out by the string with my teeth.
He's
And then go
nasty.
in.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. These and Meryl say they sucio, but they're not as sucio as Mike Pence. Oh my god.
No.
Oh
I'm
my
King
God.
Susio. I watch
Oh my
those guys.
God.
I chuckle. I have chuckle fits watching those guys.
Oh my god. One time Mike Pence paid for a black guy to fuck me, and then he paid for a black guy to watch that black guy, and he paid for a black guy to fuck that black guy, and then he got Kamala to arrest all of them. So, you know, it was hot.
It was amazing. I was ready for some other politicians' names to be thrown in there. I was just like, God
You
damn
seen it?
it.
Nah. So we got to keep the politician references up to date because I've been staying up late and I've been watching Frasier and Golden Girls. And every now and then they'll reference a politician and you know in the writer's room they was like, bang, nailed it. And everyone was like, that's the one. That's the tweet. But 20 years later, guess what? A Dan Quayle joke don't hit the same. I'm going to keep it funky. You know what I'm saying? If you joking about, oh, he spells potato with an E, I'm like, what? Hold on, let me Google. What? Oh, yeah, that happened.
So
you know. Listen, we said it many times on this podcast. We're not trying to Ruben Studdard ourselves. Because Ruben Studdard had a fantastic song. A classic song that could have been played at every funeral, every family reunion, every wedding, every baby shower, every kindergarten graduation.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's it. I'm sorry. Every great song.
No.
Sorry.
No, Jesus. Stop.
What's
you
up,
know what
bro?
I'm going to do?
What's going on, bro?
I'm sorry for 2004. Boom.
Nah. The song's done already. There's no need to do that punching. Like we ready to master this. You got a hit right here, Ruben. That's why they call you the Velvet Teddy Bear. Bro, this song right here, they're gonna be playing this song in like 2020. They're gonna be playing it in 2021. This song is classic right here. This is Maze quality, baby. This is family reunion. You're gonna make babies and you're gonna watch old people die to this music. Don't listen. And nothing in the song need. This song is perfect. Now what were you saying?
Listen, man, I appreciate you. I love you, brother. I appreciate your input. But I feel like right now, 2004, you know what I'm saying? We at a turning point in music. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like really marking this time is important. You know what I mean? To really make this song timeless and be played forever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. Okay, I hear you.
I need money right now.
All right, I hear you.
know what I'm saying?
I hear
like
you,
in
but
2004, like I'm trying to get paid in 2004. So I want niggas to know, like 2004, I'm trying to get paid.
Okay, brother. Can you just name me one rap song that has the year in the hook that you still sing that did not come out this year? The only song that has the year in the hook is 1999. And we only give that a shot because Prince be showing his butt. So what do you want to do? You want to show your butt like Prince?
I'll do that. Because like I said, I'm trying to get rich in 2004. But I'll tell you what. Prince ain't the only one to talk about yeeks. People talking about eating ass all the time now.
It's true.
Think about it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially
so we
right now.
That way.
In 2004.
In 2004.
What was the,
you know what I'm saying?
What was the peak of ass eating? What was the peak of ass eating? When did ass eating just
I think it's right now.
Take off?
I don't know if it's peaking right now, if it's having a resurgence.
Hopefully people not eating.
Not now. Well, I mean, like, you know, in recent years.
how you eat ass with a face shield on? He's got the tongue on it, like, like a little kid at an aquarium. Like,
you look at the shit out the face shield, like, nah. Yeah, nah. Damn. Well, yeah, nah. Like, I got 2018?
Probably like, earlier, because it had to be like 2013, 2014, because that's when we was tweeting about ass eating heavy.
Yeah.
Like everyone,
I feel like,
that's back when
you know what?
Twitter would start, like, people was like, good morning to everyone. I want to eat some ass. And you'd be like, oh, shit. All right.
Goddamn, okay.
It's like
but then it was just like, I feel like a lot of motherfuckers were doing that, but I'm like, yo, were you really about that life? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people talking about the eating ass, but were you really eating ass? I feel like a lot of people waited for it to become socially acceptable.
You feel like people were selling wolf tickets about eating ass?
Yeah.
People was lying?
For real, yeah.
People were Floyd.
Myself, you know what I'm saying? As a veteran dog, I consider that like stolen valor. You feel me?
Wow.
Like, yo, if you talking about, if you over here talking, telling duck tales about eating ass, bro, and I've been doing this, since
Speak
like since the early aughts, been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? If you over here talking about, yo, I eat ass, and you don't really eat ass. And I'm not talking about eat ass. I'm not talking about, yo, straight out the shower ass. I'm talking about ass all day.
Mm-hmm.
Post Chipotle ass.
Listen.
That's real ass eating shit.
See, that's the thing. Miro come on here. He talk about he eating ass. He talk about about eating ass. He been about eating ass.
That's right.
Me, myself, personally, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all talk and no action. That's why if you go to Jesus.com right now, you can buy the new flags I made, thin pink line flags. No, they're not for breast cancer. They are for ass eating. They're for ass eating America because ass eating lives matter. Let's just completely fuck up all the protests. We're going to have mad people like, ass eating matters. Ass eating matters. They're like, what?
Like, what the fuck? What are they doing?
The Black Lives Matter going to be confused. The cops going to be confused.
Yo, I was driving around somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I was. I got lost. I missed the exit, some shit somewhere in Jersey, and I saw one of those like the cop flags, where it's just like a black and white like American flag with like the blue stripe, and I was just like, and I'm not like I'm like, yo, if you throw up a pink flag, like the joint with the pink stripe next door, and they come out, they're gonna be like, what is this? What is this for? What does this mean?
But
like,
no, it's not gonna be
that confused.
It's not gonna be pink. It's gonna look pink from afar, but when you get close, it's just the graphic of the sphincter. Just on that thin line right there. Like, you know the fucking vibes.
Is that gradient? Like, what's going on there? Like, yo, that's texture. There's texture to it.
Wait till you see my tweets. I'll be like, call to action in noon. We are eating ass. All right? We are eating ass in Times Square to protest police brutality.
Right.
All right? Wear a mask. They're like, just wear a mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
No justice. No cheeks. No justice. No cheeks.
They're like, oh, the protesters social distancing, but they're also virtually eating ass. This is like, all right, here's my Zoom. All right. So just, yeah. All right. Am I in frame? Am I in frame? All right.
Yeah. So
all right.
like 8:30, like just like sign in and I'll let you in and just put your ball on the camera and I'll leave the camera.
Yeah. Quick question.
Do you have a ring light?
I don't. I can get one, but quick question: are you using Wi-Fi or Ethernet? Because I don't want the connection to be bad.
Oh, I'm hardwired, baby. As should you.
Oh, you're Susio. Okay. Eating ass for justice. All right, I'll see you. Leave a meeting. Bye.
All right, bye.
Instead of OBS, you gotta use. Instead of OBS, you gotta eat ass. Yeah, bro. Bro. Could you share your screen? I want to change your ass eating values. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, here you go. There you go. Oh, here's the problem. The framing was off. You weren't really eating as much ass as you were at the gunch right there, that middle section. Doing a lot of lick right there between. So
Yeah.
we're gonna tweak those settings right there.
Yeah.
Miro, can I get a tongue check? Can I get a tongue check real quick?
Yeah. Let me get in there. Yeah, we're good. Properly dilated.
Miro, you sound
there
good,
poppers?
looking good. Miro, can you hold up your atomic tongue? Just so I want to see the lagging. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Elena, are we good?
You good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're good. We're good. All right, you're
All right.
good to go.
I'm
Good
trying
to
to
go. Shout out to go. Shout out to Elena,
Yo,
queen
yo,
of the atomic clock. You know the vibes.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
the
to everyone that
crew,
listens to this podcast that doesn't get any of the references that we make because they're so insular. Only our crew gets them, and we probably should stop doing that. But fuck y'all, because this is us. This is what we do.
I mean, we literally talk about everything, and everything includes us. So I mean,
It's true.
it's only it makes sense.
Should we? But
It
there's
doesn't
certain
make
things that happen on the show we don't talk about. Like we didn't talk
yeah,
about
sure.
how the PA we fired last year probably has been murdering people on our show, and Showtime really won't take the case serious. They said right now we're just promoting Good Lord Bird, and they'll get back to
Yeah.
us in December.
That was wild. And it's wild that it's like they know it's Kevin Bacon, but they don't they're not.
They don't
really
want to do
doing
anything about it.
Is
Also,
he-
you know,
I don't understand.
all I'm saying is you see people missing from our staff, they probably got killed. There's
6
no
degrees of
other
Kevin Bacon.
explanation.
6
But that's
degrees,
that's premium cable. We knew that signing up. I remember looking at the contract. I remember
Yeah.
I was like 4 a.m. I had
The
those half
murder
glasses
clothes.
on from Ray J, and I remember
Yep.
calling Victor up. And I was like, Vic, hey, what's up, big dog? And Victor was like, the fuck you calling me for at 4 a.m., which is usually how he answers his phone calls. And I was like, I have a question about the murder clause. And he was like, oh, God, how many times I got to go over this? Like, da-da-da, they're allowed to kill you. You can't complain if they do. And I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, stop fucking calling me. And hung up. But then when he was talking, I heard the wild crowd noise, and they was like, Bruno Mars is stage in 5. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Maybe I am in the wrong spot. Let this man get his money. So,
Listen, yeah, let niggas flourish. You gotta let niggas flourish. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let niggas win.
Yeah, y'all didn't even. You know what? We're eventually gonna get the video back, but y'all just missed it. Victor just ran his hand through his hair, unnecessarily flexing the curls through a Zoom. That's a felony.
Oh wow!
Wow. You understand? There are people right now in Chrome typing in Zoom filter that looks like Victor's hair, and you got it natural. Wow.
Wow!
Look at the growth.
Wow.
I always made that joke. I was always like, yo, you could tell how strong the brand is by the condition of Victor's hair. Look at Victor's hair right now from when we were on MTV2. Woo, boy.
True. And when we were on Vice,
Yeah.
that picture of me playing FIFA with Chad Ochocinco to now.
Light flex. Can we do all the details? That picture of you and Ocho Cinco playing FIFA on like a stadium-sized screen.
Yeah.
Getting washed and getting washed. I want let the record show. This nigga came up there talking about I wash anybody. Anybody got washed.
He got washed by Victor.
He took me that first round, but he changed all the settings. I was like, fam, what is this?
How like is it look, fam?
Nah.
Everyone knows that when you play video games against somebody, and if you've just played the video game the whole time without changing any settings, just playing it the way it came from the manufacturers, and you get the person and they change inversion on their controller, they change color balances.
No.
No.
That's like lowering the rim. Nah.
Like,
Nah,
no,
bro.
we're not doing that.
Change the length of the halves. I'm just like, yo, fam, it's not even the same game anymore. Like, what is
we're
this?
not doing this.
This is that straight like, nah, this is how me and my boys play.
I remember my boy was talking
like
cash
that.
shit. I think it was like way back in the day. NBA Live 9-5. And he was talking cash shit about he's nicer than me, whatever. I was like, all right, we gonna play. And he was like, all right, cool. He came over to my house after school, and we were setting it up. And he was like 3-minute quarters, and I was like, 12, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
NBA
stop
rules,
playing.
baby. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
We're playing this
And
shit for 2 hours, nigga. Stop fucking
he
with me.
wasn't ready. He was because if you're ready for 3-minute quarters, after one quarter, you done. 12-minute quarters,
Bro.
yo, I'm just warming up.
Nigga, third quarter, you dumping the bench and shit. Like, yo,
Bro, I'm running actual picks. I'm running plays. Like I'm like, you're in trouble if you're playing NBA 2K and the person you're playing against, they switch to the character that's not even controlling the ball. Like they're playing a defender and they let the computer got the ball because they're so sure about their shit.
I'm good.
Like, that's when you like, wait a minute, hold up.
But then the computer fucks up because the computer plays like how you're quote unquote supposed to play. Which, by the way, the reason I don't play 2K online is because niggas really run plays. Like they run pick
You
and
gotta run
rolls, they
plays.
run screen and rolls and shit. I'm like, nigga, no.
Listen.
I'm like, no, I'm catching shoot. I'm yamming it on you. That's it. Like I'm using the turbo.
That's
and
the problem.
I'm yamming it on you. That's it.
There's a whole generation of people who play NBA 2K like it's NBA Jam, and it's not. You can't just it can't just be a created character. It can't be a created character dropping 95 points to bring the Knicks to the finals every game. And your created character has on do-rags and sunglasses.
Yo, shout out to whoever fucking modded the NBA 2K on PC to have us in the shit on the Knicks where Fitness the whole time. Shooting threes, dunking and shit, doing crossovers with Fitness on the whole time.
Bro, I forgot which NBA. I was one of the NBA 2Ks, and my created character, 100% from 100% from three-point range, 100% from mid, probably like 7'6".
What?
100% blocking, 100% defense, 100% alley-oop.
Damn.
Yo, my man put 50 against LeBron to take the Knicks to the win. And I mean, I think this was like Chauncey Billups Knicks or something like that. Like, so it was even you ever like do a creative character and the system lags a little because they're like, nigga, you lying, nigga.
Yo,
they're like, oh, okay. Like you do the team ranking and they're like, the most number one team in the NBA right now is the Knicks because Virtual Jesus has not missed a 3-point shot in 82
cooking.
games. You're like, yeah, that's not normal shit, baby.
Yo, man, regular. Yo, the last game I did that, I think it was like NBA Live, like 09. And I made a creative play, and he was 99 everything. The only thing I kept it funky with was I made myself 6'2", and I was a shooting guard. Nigga, what, bro? I was getting like fucking 28 rebounds a game. Like, yeah. Like I'm boxing Shaq out and shit. Like,
bro.
Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I'm dunking on everybody and shit. Yo, and it was because like I feel like the video games changed when they started doing that shit where like the old joints, it was just if you release at the top of your jump, it's money every time.
Exactly.
No matter from where. You could go in and do the 3-point contest and the All-Star shit with like the Kembe Mutombo nigga. And
as long as you hit it from the top. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like with the meter and shit, and like,
yeah,
your release was early, it was too
that
late.
Shit is so corny. They're like you try to take a shot and the screen freezes. They're like, here, solve the quadratic equation. You're like, what? Fam, I'm just trying to shoot a 3. They're like, show your work. I'm like, all right, sine, cosine, tan, carry the. Anyone got an electric calculator? One of them TI joints. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm like, yeah, why can't you fucking randomize the free throws too? Like,
yeah,
you know
that used to
like,
be one of the options.
You know what I'm saying?
One of the options.
If a dude is a 90% shooter, like, why are you gonna make me shoot the free throws and I brick 2 free throw shots as Ray Allen?
They make it too realistic now. They got to go back to like some and one rules. You should be able to throw the ball off someone. Like remember NBA Street? You could just be able to. You'd be like, fuck it, I'm down by 3. I'm shooting from underneath the other hoop, and they'd be like, swish,
swish. You do a layup for lane from the other side of the court, like, yo. How did this nigga do this shit? And there's like stars coming at your ass.
Nigga jump in the air, got like a fucking American flag under his boot, under his kicks that are now above the rim, and he has to do a 360 in order to dunk. Like above the rim, they didn't care about laws. They didn't care about like fucking gravity, any kind of shit. Just ragdoll physics all over the place.
Yo, that game was so wild, and it's funny because like my kids tried to play 2K, and I was like, nah, this is gonna be way too hard for you. Like, you're not gonna like this at all. And then I got the 2K Street shit where everybody's just like big head mode or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yo, that game is NBA Jam like for the future. Like, it's wild. Everybody got a big ass head. You'd be doing layups from half court and shit. Like, yo, he's on fire. You shoot free threes from the parking lot. It's out of control, and you could be some wild old ass like nigga. I'm dunking on fucking Dwight Howard with Dave DeBusschere, like
wow.
Phil Jackson is got 10 for 10 from 3. Like,
we're gonna bring back NBA Street 3, but we're gonna make it super realistic. So like, if you're playing at like West 4th Street, like somebody walks on the court begging for money and shit like that, or it's possible like you get to the court to play the game and there's like a homeless person underneath one of the hoops and you try to tell them to move, he tries to stab you. Shit like that. Or it'd be like, you're playing and then like NYPD comes, they're like, oh, this is a gentrified community, you can't play in Bushwick, you're keeping up the people in the condo across the street and they take the hoops away halfway through the game. Just real shit like that, you know.
Dykeman's, you know what I'm saying? Dykeman's closed, you try to sneak in and shit, but there's motherfuckers in there selling drugs and shit, they try to shoot you. You know what I'm saying?
You go to Williamsburg and there's like mad like tech bros trying to play. And you're like, come on, bro. You got no what? You don't got no real talent up there. But the worst part is they got great free throw. They got some great 3-point shots, some great set shots. It's killing you.
And they run the same play over and over again. The dude just brings the ball up the court and drives into the paint. You get in front of him, nigga just dishes out to the side to
there
Seth,
you go.
Who's waiting?
I can't believe I'm losing by 30 to Noisy. What the fuck, bro?
What?
Come on.
Seth is wet from three,
shit,
bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna have other. If they brought back NBA Street, we would have to have women in it though. It would definitely have Sue Bird. Imagine Sue Bird and Megan.
Like Sue Bird and shit, like Lisa Leslie and shit.
1-2 in you. Like Megan kicks the ball to her and she does the alley-oop. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Yo, this is you play some you don't play basketball. Do you play
Should we get rid of the kickball rule in basketball? It would make it a lot more exciting.
That's kind of wild. But
imagine
LeBron would show his ass, bro.
Imagine LeBron start doing some soccer dribbling.
Shit. Yeah,
yo,
you know what's gonna happen.
You know that.
You know it. LeBron's gonna be the first thing out there do that stupid shit where you roll the ball off your foot and like kick it with your heel over the top of your head, and then just like he kicks the shit from 3 from half court. I'm like, yo, come on.
5 seconds left. The Lakers are down by 4. The Lakers
cross
down by
court
3.
to LeBron with the head down.
LeBron does a bicycle kick from half court. A bicycle kick from half court. Goal! I'm just like,
oh my God! What tremendous goal from LeBron James!
I just stand up with my cup of tea. I'm like, mighty good score goal. Mighty good goal, mate.
You start waving your scarf.
Yeah, you become hooligans.
Oi. God save the queen.
NBA hooligans.
Can't wait for beans and toast night at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, bro.
I'm only giving you toast. Bring your own beans. It's BYOB.
I'm like, with 10
they
seconds
have to be
left.
in plastic cans, so you can't throw the cans at me.
10 seconds left. The Knicks shoot a 3. Is it good? Going up. Watch it.
It's
the Knicks score. The Knicks score. We're just like,
it's amazing. Incredible. Yes. We did it.
Yes.
We did it. They pulled off the impossible. In stoppage time. The Knickerbockers win the match.
Let's go, Madison Square Garden.
Incredible goal by Carmelo Anthony in stoppage time to win the title.
You love to see it.
Bargnani might be worth his draft pick if they let you dribble, though.
Yo,
my God.
Yo, shit. Bring it back.
If they allow us to start having, if they allow people to start kicking, we gotta get what's his name? The Rooster. What was his name?
Foghorn Leghorn?
No, they used to play in the Knicks. Gallinari? Was it? Wait, you just think
Gallinari. Yeah, Gallinari.
Yeah, my fault. I'm thinking about his first name. I used to love every time he hit a 3, I'm like, cock-a-doo-doo-doo. Yeah.
Italian cock.
Damn. Sadly, the Knicks have never had another big name European player since Gallinari. So
yeah, it's wild.
Hate to
see it.
Hate to see it. Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in Europe. I don't know why the Knicks haven't, scouted out there or gotten anybody, worthwhile.
No, none that was like even game changing. None that could even have possibly had like an AKA on the Illustrious podcast. Like, nobody.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Just have meniscus surgery again.
Well, I mean, if you count Frank Ntilikina, maybe, but his name is hard to pronounce.
I mean, come on, bro. He's black, bro. Come on, that doesn't.
Again, another one.
Come on, bro.
He's French. France just got that World Cup.
Yo,
he's French, but come on, bro. He's French, like he's not like.
If you can use your hands French, and your feet, he got the wild wingspan.
It was Steve Nash did the heel flick onto, what was it, Amari Stoudemire in a dunk contest. You guys remember that?
Yo, he's nasty.
Yeah,
I thought for the longest time I thought Steve Nash and Abby Wambach was the same person.
KD and Kyrie Irving to include soccer with their skill set.
Nah. You're not doing that. No way. Like roll your ankle? No, sir. I gotta wear low top shit? No, we're not doing that.
If we allow them to kick, they should be allowed to wear Timbs. That's just fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. And also, it'll you know what I'm saying? It'll make more athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Because Timbs is wild heavy. Imagine running a full I said imagine, like we haven't done it.
Done it before. Probably not the smartest thing.
Timbs.
paying for it now because every time now my knee be barking. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? They're like, yo, your whole life. Remember when you were hopping Project Fences in Edenwald? I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yo, my man, you played 3 full court games of basketball back to back in jeans and Timbs with no shirt, smoking Newport 100s.
Remember every time you went on a basketball court, you slammed your hand on the ball and was like Riker's rules? Yeah. See? This is what you get. That's what happens. Yo, they're like, where's out of bounds? I was like, yo, the gate. And it was like, oh shit. All right, we playing a prison ball for real, huh?
Oh, this
all right.
is not playing.
Like, let's go. Let's go.
There's lines painted here.
Nah, fuck that. West 4th Street rules, nigga. What's up?
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Winner shoots a fair one. Niggas don't even do free throws. You just shoot you slap box to see who won. I'm like, what?
Yo.
Shout out to everyone at West 4th Street that got a fucking sob story about how they could have been in the NBA. I could have been in the NBA, but you know what I'm saying? Like I had to take my mama to the hospital, and you know what? They all of a sudden they draft Patrick Ewing and not me. So that's why I'm here now. And you're like, all right, well.
I'm like, all right. Oh shit. Oh, you're the guy that was passed out in the Starbucks bathroom.
That's our new movie. We're gonna do Eddie 2, and it's gonna be about how we bring the Knicks back to greatness by signing mad wash players that hang out all the time at West 4th Street. Yeah, they used to be in like the and one shapes and shit like that.
Oh,
and they doing like they fucking crossing people up. Like the NBA players don't know what to do. Dolan hates us, but we're winning, so he has to keep us.
That's a carry.
Yo, he threw the ball off LeBron's face. You hate to see it. Like,
oh
shit.
My God, is that a technical? It's not on the books. I guess it's legal.
He can throw the ball under his shirt and spin it around, make Russell Westbrook mad tight. Like, yo,
he's like, yo, Russell Westbrook just start crumping and shit. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing?
What you doing, bro? You play the game the right way. You don't play the game at all, bro. What's wrong with y'all? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's the vibes. That's just the vibes. What's going on? You know the fucking vibes in the building.
I was gonna just say that like I was asking what the weather was. I was like, yo, is there any updates on Trump? Like, is he like?
No, he did a fake press conference tonight. That was supposed to be like a medical doctor interviewing him.
Right? But it's like the same bozo that interviewed him before and was just like,
throwing him
wild softball questions.
And he was sitting in front of a green screen because it wasn't supposed to be live, but it's clearly like where he's sitting is sunny, and it's like clearly when it aired, like it was nighttime in DC. But who even cares anymore? The guy lies all the time. We've accepted it. This is normal in America.
Yeah,
we just be out here.
Yeah,
you know the fucking vibes.
See what the Yankees are doing.
You don't want to check that right now. It's not good.
No.
It's not good. I'm trying to avoid it. Just finish the podcast, so just you know the fucking vibes. I mean, it's how it goes, bro. It's how it goes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah,
so
it's all right.
There you go.
It's all right. Yeah,
that's the fucking vibes.
Fuck you. Oh man. Well, whatever. It's just sports. It's just a game. They'll be next year.
I mean, yeah, but it's been a while.
Maybe.
It's been a while. The Yankees haven't been to the World Series since 2009. It's quite some time. Saying 27 rings all the time is kind of sucks. So,
God, can we get one more, dog? So just to say 28?
At this point, it's like sad. It's just like they clearly need starting pitching. It's like they've been doing the lots of hitting for too long. Starting pitching is way more valuable than hitting.
In the playoffs, dog. Yeah.
Just and then also the Yankees owner is a little cheap, so he's not really trying to like. Yes, they did the Garrett Cole, but they have a lot more money to play with, and they did not do any moves in like before the trade deadline. They could have been in a better situation for the series. So,
I mean, honestly, yo. This is a wild Francesa take, but I would have given him somebody from off the roster to the Mets for DeGrom, dog.
For DeGrom, you don't want no Mets, bro.
I mean, the kid is nice. Like the team is abysmally trash, but he's good.
But the Mets would never. Mets would never.
They would never do it. They would never do
it
with the Yankees. Never.
And now the Mets got the new super rich owner who's worth more than the Yankees. Yeah. So
they're gonna fuck around and do it. Yeah, watch them fuck around and do it Nets. Except the Mets have been around, so sheesh. I don't know. I'm not gonna fix my face to be like, yo, this is a Mets town, but the
This
Mets
will never
have
be a
better
Mets
chance.
This will never be a Mets town. The only time it was a Mets town was in 1986, I want to say, or 85, when they actually won the World Series. But at that time, New York was a shithole, so it doesn't really
the Yankees
count.
suck too. Didn't the Yankees suck?
Yeah.
Mattingly
Yankees suck
was
for-
the only bright spot.
The Yankees sucked for most of the 80s. So
Queens checking to say it was 86 against the Red Sox.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. With the wild, curly hair, actually.
I was born September of 86.
Wow.
Ow.
Wow. So basically, a doctor on cocaine delivered you? Huh? Doctor was high, delivering it, and watching the World Series. Like, come on, baby. Come on, Darryl Strawberry. Let's fucking go.
baby.
Doc and Darryl had, and their reunion with the Yankees, nothing better.
Yeah. That was weird. That was weird because it was just like the Yankees like, yeah, they used to be drug fiends, but they're getting their life back together. So now we're gonna pay them half what they used to get. And it's like, all right, well,
all right.
This is
but
kinda...
they weren't on some church shit yet, were they? Because Darryl Strawberry's on some heavy church shit now.
Well, he needs to.
Because I remember he still duffed out Armando Benitez. That was epic. In Yankees infamy.
No, they were saying Strawberry has to be on some church shit or he'll just relapse automatically. So he has to, like, he fights that shit every day. Like, those guys got it bad. Like, that's not even some whimsical shit. Them niggas is really straight up. Those are just talented.
the 80s was
they're
different.
they're just talented drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? They're the guys you see on the corner. They just know how to throw a ball really well. So think about that. Think about
different.
You got a skill and ability most people do not have, and that ability will allow you to make millions of dollars. But you also have this vice. You got this monkey on your back, and you're addicted to drugs, and that overtakes the arm shit. Because fuck, I mean, what does it make if you can throw, and you can make $100 million throwing a ball, but you're not happy with yourself, and now you're doing mad drugs to just like escape that pain? The money's worthless. You'll never have enough money to buy enough drugs to make yourself right with yourself. So it's dark.
Yeah, it's just wild. But baseball is wild because it's one of those sports where you're like, yo, I am either going all in or I'm stopping at high school. Like, cause it's not like basketball. I think there's like a weird stat where like Tim Duncan didn't start playing basketball until he was like a junior in college or some shit like that. And that's wild because baseball motherfuckers start playing when they're like 5-6 years old.
Amare Stoudemire was the same way. And he was practically legally blind when he started playing. That's why he would only dunk. He never had glasses before. And then they checked his eyes and they were like, fam.
You need them rec specs, my G. You need them rec specs. Yo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yankees lost. Thanks to, yep. Oh, wow.
Who was the last out? Was it Judge again? Or was it Judge again?
No, it was our friend Aroldis Chapman gave up the go-ahead home run. So, off Mike Broussard. Shit. Well, it was a good run. 27 rings. You know the vibes. Not even, you know what the worst part is? Usually if it was the playoffs, I would have watched this game tonight at Foley's. Rest in peace, Foley's, one of the greatest bars ever. And then I would have, because they lost, I would have stayed there. Because what is it? It's 10:30 right now. I would probably stayed there till 1 in the morning getting shit-faced. And then at the last minute, realizing there's one train left back to the Bronx to the Metro North. So now, and it doesn't make sense to call an Uber because I have 10 minutes to get to Grand Central. And because I'm drunk, I know I can run to Grand Central from 33rd Street and make it happen.
10 minutes.
And so I would be running at top speed to Grand Central, completely panicking while checking my phone to see what time it is, and then freaking out because I'd have to buy a ticket. But then I'd remember I could buy a ticket using the app. So now I'm running and I'm buying the ticket in the app and almost getting hit by a car, only to make it to Grand Central at least like 5 or 6 minutes before the train leaves. And I'm out of breath, but it would have been good. And then maybe fall asleep on the train and wake up in New Rochelle. But, I mean,
nice and
good
soaps.
times.
Nice and soaps.
Good times, you know what I'm saying? Oh, good times. Damn.
Oh, man.
Well, you know. You know what it is. It comes and goes. That's the way love goes. That's the way baseball goes.
That's the way love goes.
Had a good season.
That's
Season's
the way
done.
Baseball.
So now we are moving on to...
It was 2-1,
yeah,
right?
Yankees is done. Yankee season is finished.
Wah.
So now it's on to... Listen, I would say it's time for the Knicks, but no, it's not time for the Knicks because the playoffs are going. And then hockey's not really going. The Rangers about to sign some guy no one likes. Like,
Yeah,
New York sports
they got
are a mess
Lundqvist
right
out of
now.
here. They got Lundqvist out of here. He was like the last like. I'm trying to think like who's the last like I don't want to say mythical. That's like overdoing it. But like the last person that was just like, yo, New York sports before besides Melo and Lundqvist.
Mark Messier from the New York Rangers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my guy right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He did his thing.
He did his thing. He won a championship. All right, he won a championship, and I remember because he carried the Stanley Cup out in the middle of a Knicks game.
Yeah.
The middle of the Knicks game because the Knicks were in the finals, and they were like, "That's going to be enough to motivate the Knicks
Bless us
to win." And you know what? Not so much. Not so much. It didn't happen. Did not happen.
Didn't happen.
No.
Imagine would that have changed the whole course of like the NBA narrative like completely, dog? If the Knicks won that championship, like
Yeah, because then it would have been title town. It would have been Rangers title and a Knicks title that probably would have rolled over to next year. That would have invite more players would have want to come to the Knicks. It would have changed things. A championship changes things, but what do we know? We know nothing about championships. 'Cause we are the most persecuted fans in all of America. That's right. New York sports fans. No one goes through more heartbreak than us. No one has been at more losses. No one has had more tribulation. No one has had victory snatched from their mouths more than the humble New York sports fan. I mean, all my Yankee fans, all my long-suffering Met fans, all my Devils fans, my Islanders. The Devils are New Jersey. Islanders, Knicks. No, not
Jets and Giants.
Not saying Nets. Not saying Nets. No. You're still not New York. Sorry.
Yeah. Giants.
Well,
suck.
You know what the problem is? Shitting on the Nets is like bigging up Dolan. That's the problem. And it's just like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
But I mean, cool. I still mentally live from Jersey to me. I mean, like because I'm washed. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody plays like it's like if you ask a kid that's fucking I don't know 20 something like yo Jordan, they remember seeing Jordan in a Wizards jersey. Do you even like I can't even remember like Jordan in a Wizards jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always like yo Chicago, but
I'm just getting myself mentally prepared so when I actually make the jump to being a Nets fan, because I'm forced out, probably be banned from Madison Square Garden or some shit, and people are going to play these old podcast episodes, and I'll be like, I was forced out. It's different. I didn't choose this life.
Yeah,
so
they banish me. They banish me.
If they ban, and you know it's going to matter of time, because we be talking spicy about the Knicks. So,
but yo, I mean, is it spicy as effects? I mean, like, yo, come on, grow up.
I mean... If you would throw one of your most beloved former employees out of the arena, we don't stand a chance. So he's got listen. What are you gonna do? It's it's 2020. It's coronavirus. It happens.
Don't get mad at the beat writers.
Exactly. Don't be mad at me.
What's on the court, my guy?
Don't be mad at me. Just take it like that Mike Pence cock. You feel me? Yeah, bro. Just take it. Up your middle.
Yeah,
that's the fucking vibe. So you know what it is. The most dangerous podcast in the U.S. Once again, another episode 221. You know the fucking vibes. Yo, oh shit. Fucking Yankees. All right, it's your boy Jesus Nice, a.k.a. Young Chipotle, a.k.a. Pocket Stay Fat like Tyrio, a.k.a. Pocket Stay Fat like... how do they stay fat like? Oh, man. Somebody moved all these buttons on this fucking thing. I can't even find my...
Goddamn, yeah.
Sober that might know your bitch. Young Day Party. Young Hot Take. Jesus H. Fuego. Mr. Nando's with Arando. 1994. Mikhail going off. The Juve boss. MC Luka Gunga P. Put up for 40, which is shorty. A.k.a. don't talk to me in the Uber pool because I don't know you. The original my +1 got +1, so don't make a fuss, son. Jesus Rossi and the Jamaican Jew, Jermaine Avocado Toast, Young Pa, the Ghost of Mufasa, Young Chakunery without the coonery, a.k.a. Chilimon, left-handed reliever, the Yankees, okay. They could have used me tonight, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Papi, they could have.
This guy Chapman, he gets on the mound, is all sweaty, Mariano will give you 3 straight outs. Chapman, he's a big ball, walk, ball, home run. Hey, what the fuck? You closer, you no closer.
No, Papi, man, it's frustrating.
Three Phone Jones, Jesus Ex Machina, Jay Chuckles, Stanley Cups, The Human Dr. Bonner's Label, Dilute. Woo. You know the fucking vibes. Oh, man. Leonardo DiCaprio, Mr. 240, we got my Pinot Blurry. DJ Woolite, a.k.a. listening to Washed FM. Up next, we got the throwback. Y'all might not remember this. She was a super popular
Hit him with
rapper,
it. Hit him with the rhythm.
and she came through. And we were all like, who is her? Because she was so bossed up. And she was a boss. And her name was, well, clearly Boss, because I said it 3 times. And she had that hit, Deeper.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But after I'm evil, and I'm hip to every chick, trying to get a grip, and everyone
This is a banger. You know what I'm saying? Because she was out of Detroit and she moved to LA and she was like, she's like, oh, I'm in a gang, I'm really bad. But then it turned out that they went and interviewed her, and apparently she was in like musical school in Detroit and she was like classically trained in ballet, and everyone was like, yo, your shit is fake. And she got kind of blackballed. But then apparently I was reading her and Queen Latifah, like, they didn't have no beef. She was always embraced by the community. And she's still trying to get some raps out here. So shout out to Boss. I see you out here. Shout out for Deeper. It was a banger.
You know what I'm saying?
All right?
Banger.
It was a banger. So shout out to Curry Goat, Diesel Spicer, Jamal Hashburn, the Bronx Lean Dion, Ray and Nephew's nephew, the Moreno You Can't Containo, the Human Memory Word the Jaw, Young Aaron, the Racing Provocateur, Hedwig Budcrust, Nelson Bangdiller, Sergio Can't See Me, Vladimir Buffin, the Human Werther's Melting in Your Mouth, Mr. Bex on Deckerton, Ricky Tiki Squavi, Greg Popovich, More Say With Your Chestnut, Mahatma Gandhi.
Woo.
Not Maccabee, but I got that cucumber. The juice is oppressed, but your boy never is. I am the art, damn it. The Dundada Ganoush. No more cup of noodles. The Prince of Peckham. The Fashion Nova Cash Nova. William 8 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Forget the small change. Give me big money one. The only anthem I salute is Dipset. Mr. Sager, catch me at square one top. Catch me at square one top left. Man's is Marv. Shout out to everyone at Sugar Daddies looking for a young pretty ting. Chill Rizzuto, holy cow. Mr. Soft Punk, all I do is count checks and jerk off. We got OJ Purple Stuff Soda, and it's me, Sunny D.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
David Yurman, these expensive, these is red, brothers, these is blood, these shoes, Smokeen Noah, Andrew Cool Nannon, NAK, the Junior, Energy God Junior, come sit down, Palmy Charger. Corby Petco, I got your bitch on freeze. The topic of gossip is Syossis. Shout out to the 11791. Coming home drunk from the Yankee game, I'm gonna fight someone and fuck someone up, bro. AKA Grandpa Joker, when you see Charlie, you see me, don't touch that golden ticket. It's your man Dead IDs is Murder Sheriff. Be ashamed if I Zoom bomb the Zoom. And sorry, that's all I'm left to do. Cause I don't got anything to steal because retail places are closed to the general public. Mr. Shopping at Street Easy with a bad breeze like I'm easy, please believe it. The Black Asiatic Addict will crack your back like an automatic Craftmatic. Mr. La Marina and Mesh Marina with a fresh misdemeanor and a cold demeanor. The Sheet Mask Killer. No one could be iller. The Black Zach Moore support Morris. Young KPI. It's your personal Jesus. A.K.A. the Pele of Peloton, JP Aqueso, Inspector Terror Deck, part of the Woo, A.K.A. your problematic Bay. It's not a secret family if you get them swatted. So, you know, just do that.
Think about it. That's fucking right. It's the most dangerous podcast in the world, the Bodega Boys. And it's your motherfucking boy, the Kid Mero, a.k.a. the Human Durag 5, a.k.a. Donovan McDab, a.k.a. Curve Gotti, a.k.a. Triz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. Skirt Loader, jump the curb, hit your motherfucking dog, keep moving, ask me if I give a fuck, your leash is less than 6 feet long, stupid. A.k.a. I don't fucking baby, I fucking mang, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? A.k.a. no need to check the guest list, dog, because shit is closed. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. CC Dab, Bathia, you know what I'm saying? Hitting them concentrated dabs. A.k.a. Taka Backwoods, you know what I'm saying? Smoking 3 grand blunt to hit you with this 9 iron. A.k.a. getting to this money in this smoke. It's your boy Goldman Schmack. You know what I'm saying? The mayor of Smack City. You know what I mean? A.k.a. it's Mensch Montana. I went from roaches in my cupboard to deers in my backyard. I think I've done pretty well for myself. A.k.a. I got my kids coming off the bench for the motherfucking Lakers, dog, and smoking that Miami pack with Bronny because I'm the motherfucking dad of the year. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. Ben Smack Biombo, a.k.a. Diego Maradona, a.k.a. Dick in your Mutombo. You know, come in this pussy no more. This pussy belongs to me. Actually, I retract that statement. It is not. It belongs to you. And I request permission. Thank you, my queen. Your agency is of utmost importance. Utmost importance. The most important thing. Thank you. I appreciate you. A.K.A. Pablo Santana, so smooth. I fall asleep at the wheel and crash a zip car. You know what I'm saying? And then I jump out because it's a Mini Cooper and nobody's even rocking them shits no more. Ha ha, you tight. A.K.A. the Dominican Dykeman Daddy. A.K.A. that's why I'm going to swipe my card again. There's definitely money on it. Stop trying to play me before I call your manager. The DVR's the show. And embarrass you. Don't worry about how high I am. Stupid. Put the fucking snacks in the bag and let's go. I'm not trying to be outside. A.K.A. Romeo Santos. Ooh, tu favorito, mami. So zany. Let me black out. Yo. Trumpito got corona, but that don't keep me from eating ass, yo. You know what I'm saying? So if your temperature's below 100, I'll eat your ass. 'Cause I'm so nasty. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Light El Dutchie. Hello. Is it weed you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. That your broke ass is coronafied.
Coronafied, goddamn.
So I cannot share this blood with you. And that's just social responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Because if I did share this blunt with you, we could both be super spreaders, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm hating, I don't want you to smoke with me. I'm trying to be safe, you know, that's all.
Super spreaders.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's all. A.K.A. Tom Prince Jr. got my balls deflated more than Bobby Kraft. You know what I'm saying? Table flash hours in full effect. We out here. A.K.A. Field to Aztecs. I don't want to exploit your cosmos, my consensually, of course. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Lil Snoozy, very first nigga to tap out on live. Been social distancing before that. Rona. A.K.A. Frano Messi, MVP of Gelato. A.K.A. Zeniel Bettyfield. I ain't gonna get some sticks. A.K.A. Joe Hookah. I dare you.
To what?
To smoke with me.
At the location.
At Mama Sushi. You know what I'm saying? They got outdoor seating now. Good. You know what I'm saying? Hit it before it gets cold out. A.K.A. Ben Boston. My hands are gifted. Have you ever, in your jive turkey pathetic life, repaired the depleted organs of a wallaby using only plastic sparks and a matchbook? Huh? You've never in your life. You coward. Can they get the strapping off this motherfucker? A.K.A. I'll be your medicine cabinet. You know who the fuck it is, man. It's the Zen, man. It's gonna be A.K.A. Rico Sabroso. A.K.A. Baby Newport 25 niggas got garbage down the way. A.K.A. Nino Brown shut the Carter down for sanitizing. A.K.A. live harassing patrons eating al fresco because fuck that 25% shit. It's the East Tremont CVB doing all his greatest hits like I wanna be the one your TT is fucking and Dope Sick Love. Don't let me leave. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Oh my God, mate. Shit, I almost forgot, mate. This always creeps up on me in the AKAs, mate. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy from across the pond. I'm here to tell you there's only 2 rock stars left. The Bodega Boys, mate. Of which I am one. The proper, you know what I'm saying? Fit. The planet's supernova in the sky. One day you will find me smoking weed on Tremont. Through a little hole in my mask because I'm responsible. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. I met Mike Princess. I'm never going to fail. A.K.A. back at it, trying to finesse his way onto the Lakers. It's Barmelos Anthony.
The 3.
You know what I'm saying? Bang! You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Listen, if you see me in Target higher than the Stream Deck connection speed, dog, approach me like a motherfucking Ursine mammal because I will react erratically. You know what I'm saying? You won't like that. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Tom Petty and the Ball Breakers because I'm free balling every time we do the warm-up. A.K.A. hello. Hey kids, it's Benzo the Clown. Hire me for your kid's birthday party, Zoom or not. I'll show up either way. And I'll anyway deposit up front. And I'm gonna go see Julio in the back while you, Mr. Fun hands those kids for a little bit. I'll be right back.
Hey kids, I do some remote learning, so I mean, if you wanna just like, you know, go into the chat and just give me your home address and the hours of when your parents are home, and you know, I can come do a little one-on-one training.
Hey,
cancer option.
Okay, man, Mr. Fun, let's go. Let's put you in the breakout room there, sir. All right, okay. Okay, also fake lean to your favorite song rapper, dog. He is high off of the shit, the concoctions and the asses of every beverage on the floor in my basement. There's some rotten iced tea. There's some piss. There's some old Mountain Dew. I don't even know what the fuck it is, dog. But he is going to put out a terrible mixtape. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? And now you know what time it is, papi. A Santino de la pista, fucking coño. Oye, ¿qué es lo que vos? Guay, llegó el tito FIFA, coño, más loco, todo bajando con la pámpara prendida. No me digas torres que el palo que tiene el tito de tumbo, el coco, mamá huevo. Vaya, se dedique conmigo, tú me vas a sonar. Rulín, llegó el bad guy. Hoy me da sacato, o a gastar par de pesos. Envidia la alcanza, no, siempre ando en alta, yo no ando en eso. You know what I'm saying? Cuidado con nosotros que somos tigres de problemas y estamos calentón como un fucking fogón. You know what I'm saying? A.K.A. shout out. KK. Shout out Showtime La Casa, shout out Cash App, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Hassan Insane, que pone la fucking nota. Shout out Disos Bueno, la nota jamaiquina, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Víctor Marte, papi de la ley de 24 quilates, you know what I'm saying? Shout out las nenes de la bodega, la más dura, la planta insuperable, Vicky la más loca, you know what I'm saying? Shout out mi presidente Pío, suelta esa vaina de secretario de defensa activa con el cañón, avísame que lo suelto y yo. Loco, suelta esa vaina de Trump. Esa vaina está feo para la foto. Llegó mi hermanito Friki, 2 años por esa boca floja y uno acá coro con palomo. Que descanse para mi niño sexo y mi hermano Chavi. Quédate en la casa de la otra mano. Las vidas negras importan. Gracias. Me quité.
You know the fucking vibes.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the fucking vibes. Episode 221. The most illustrious podcast in the world. You know the thing is, you know what I'm saying? The only podcast that can't give you corona. Don't fact check that. That might not be true, but I'll say that because we got COVID tested. All them other people, they just be coughing. They be out. They be smoking hookah. They be sucking on baby dicks. Don't trust them.
Yep.
Remember,
don't trust them.
Get all your information, all your jokes, and all your vibes from this podcast. And if you go anywhere else, you're betraying.
Vibe Central.
You're betraying the Bodega Hive. And if you see anyone outside, anyone in the Bodega Hive betraying the Bodega Hive members, you know what you must do. Kill for the hive. Kill for the hive. That's right. We're trying to radicalize you. That was just a sample. Next week, we're going to go harder. But until then, we out. Peace. Holla.